In this series of videos, we're going to be working on this zombie survivor shooter game that I made, and before we get into anything too specific here, I want to just give you an overview of what that game looks like. So if I go ahead and click start and start our game, you see we have zombies, we have our little adventure girl character here, and she can shoot, and she can use her melee to kill zombies. We can collect more bullets by breaking these crates. Here's one. And the objective is to get as far to the right of the screen as you can and collect some gold on the way to give yourself upgrades. When we die, you get to the little shop here and you can buy upgrades. So I have 8 gold right here, so I can buy, let's buy like a player health upgrade. And now you'll notice I have more hearts in the top. That's the start of the game. I want to show you a little bit what this game looks like a little further in. So I'm going to cheat and give myself a bunch of upgrades. All right, now I have a ton of gold and I can go ahead and upgrade all of these levels all the way. And when I click start now, you'll see we're much faster, our bullets do much more damage, and they'll even go through multiple enemies, although you can't really tell that just yet. We have to get 2 enemies in a row here. There we go. Bullets go through multiple enemies. So now I want to quickly give you guys an overview of all the different things in this game and sort of how these videos are going to work. If you've watched my tutorials in the past, you'll know that typically what I do is I have one video, and then in that video I do like a small project. This project is very large, and so it's going to be divided up over, I think right now it's looking like 14 or 15 videos. So I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of what those videos are going to cover right here, what sections of the game they're going to be creating. One of the topics we're going to start out with is creating smooth animation. So you see how nicely these zombie walking animations look? They're not choppy at all. Same thing with my shooting and melee animations, they look really good. And even the death animation for adventure girls. We're going to start out by talking about how to make animation look smooth in Scratch. Then one of the things we're going to cover next is how to make a scrolling backdrop. Like you see our backdrop in the background here is moving, and our player is actually staying still right in the center of the screen. After that, we're going to talk about creating enemies using clones, and how to make the enemies move against our scrolling backdrop. One of the big things I changed in this game as opposed to the games I've made in the past is the sound design is really different. So if you'll notice, if I shoot a zombie to the left of me, the sound plays on the left. If I shoot one to the right, the sound will play on the right. So listen. You can hear those guys on the right. If someone will show up on the left of me, here, I'll just jump over them. That sound should have played on the left side of your headphones. So we'll talk about doing that in sound design, and also how to randomize and change the sounds. We're also going to talk about shooting and how collision works between clones. So for instance, my bullet is a clone, but the zombies are also clones. And there's a few tricks to getting that to work smoothly in Scratch. We'll also talk about how to make collision boxes, which allow us to be a little bit more precise in how collisions happen. Then we'll go on to talk about how we do game states, having the welcome screen versus the actual game versus when our player dies going into this shop screen that's different from both of those. And then how to actually do this shop and upgrade screen. We'll talk about how to create a graphical UI using hearts and bullets and actual images instead of having to use variables to store all of this information, and how to make those look good on the screen. Then we'll also talk about how to create different types of zombies. So for instance, we've got our normal zombies here, but in this game we also have big zombies like this guy over here that have a lot more health and a lot less speed, and these little zombies that are very fast but have low health. And then at the very end we'll do creating dynamic difficulty. So you see as I get further to the right of the screen, different types of zombies appear, but they also drop more gold and they spawn much faster over time. As always, if you have any feedback or questions, let me know in the comments, and in the next video we're going to work on creating smooth animation in Scratch.